students, I am Maushmi Banerjee and I will be taking your maths classes, and chapter 10 onwards I will be teaching. You have already completed exercise 10.1 whereby you have known lines and angles. So I will be telling you, introducing some concepts about parallel lines and the different angles which are formed between the parallel lines and some rule associated with it. And also you will be knowing how to solve the unknown angles which are formed between the parallel lines. So hereby first already I have sent the assignment whereby I have dealt with each sum. So I'll be explaining how to solve the sums and what are the different concepts associated with it. So just to start, I'll just give a brief description or introduction about what are parallel lines. Now lines all of you know, but how can two lines be called parallel? Number one, two lines are called parallel when they never intersect each other. That means two lines can be called, if they intersect like this, then they are not parallel. So parallel lines never intersect with each other, number one. And number two, that the distance between two parallel lines at any point of time always remains the same. So you know about lines. So how lines become parallel lines? Number one, they never intersect, and number two, the distance between the two parallel lines remain the same. Now when you know the parallel lines, we will know about what is transversal. This line is named as line L and line N. A line N cuts the two parallel lines at these 2 points. This line N is called transversal. So now when transversal is cutting the two parallel lines, it forms some angles. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So what are the name of these particular angles? At first we will know about vertically opposite angles. Simply as the name goes, vertically opposite angles means the angles which are formed vertically. There are two lines which are intersecting at one point. Angle 1 and angle 2 will be called vertically opposite angles. So here angle 1, 3, 2, 4 are vertically opposite angles. That means angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4, which I have already mentioned here. You can take a look at this also. Similarly, angle 6 will be equal to angle 8 and angle 5 will be equal to angle 7. So for two lines to be parallel, the first criteria is that the vertically opposite angles should be equal. Number 2, alternate angles. Now what are alternate angles? As the name goes, alternate means opposite. So suppose we draw two parallel lines and it should form a shape Z. So these two angles these two angles are called alternate angles. So for two lines to be parallel, alternate angles should be equal. So in this diagram, which are the alternate angles? Let us see. Here I will draw Z. You can see that I have drawn a Z and this line is parallel. So angle 3 and angle 5. Children, please observe minutely. Angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate angles, as well as angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate angles. Once again I repeat. First you should observe, try to visualize in the figure. Take a Z. This and this, that is 3 and 5 are alternate angles. So angle 3 will be equal to angle 5 and angle 4 will be equal to angle 6. So for two lines to be parallel, the first criteria will be angle 3 should be equal to angle 5 and angle 4 should be equal to angle 6. So the rule goes as that for two lines to be parallel, alternate angles should be equal. Now you should be able to identify and visualize. So very simple it is. You will just take a Z figure. You just try to visualize a Z between two parallel lines. So here I have already drawn for you. Angle 3 is equal to angle 5 and angle 4 is equal to angle 6. It's very simple. So these are the alternate angle. Next goes the corresponding angles. As the literal meaning, corresponding means on the same side. So here you see what are corresponding angles which are formed on the same side of the transversal. So here angle 1 and angle 5. Just observe minutely, students. Angle 1 and angle 5, which I am shading little bit. Angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Similarly, angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. Also, angle 4 and angle 8, angle 4 and angle 8, and angle 3 and angle 7. So you should know that before you start doing the sums, you should have a clear idea that what are corresponding angles, what are alternate, what are vertically opposite, interior, until and unless you have the idea, you will not be able to do the sums. So what are corresponding? These. See, just formed on the same side of the transversal. So angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. So for two lines to be parallel, the corresponding angle should be equal. This is the third criteria. So here I have already written for your understanding that 4 should be equal to 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5 as the name goes. Then we come to interior angles and exterior angles. Simply interior means the angle which are formed in interior part. That is, see, very simple, 3, 4, 6 and 5 are interior angle and 1, 2, 7 and 8 are exterior angle. Once again I repeat, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are interior angle and 1, 2, 7 and 8 are exterior angle. Now interior angle are also of different types. Here we are dealing with co-interior angle. Now co-interior angles means here angle 4 and angle 5. Children, please observe. Angle 4 and angle 5 are called co-interior angle. So here similarly 3 and angle 6 are co-interior angle. So the fourth rule goes as such that co-interior angles are supplementary. Supplementary, I'll write for you. Supplementary means, students, we have already done in your previous class. Supplementary means sum is equal to 180 degree. So here angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degree and angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree. So co-interior angles, the fourth rule goes as such, by which you will be doing the sums. Co-interior angles are supplementary, that the sum of two co-interior angles is equal to 180. It's already written for you. So you can just give a quick look at all these angles and the rules, then you can understand the concept. It's not a big deal at all. So number 1, children, just to brush up, vertically opposite angle should be equal, alternate angle should be equal, corresponding angle should be equal, and co-interior angle should be supplementary. So with this note, I'll just be solving or be explaining the sums which are given in exercise 10.2. Question number 1 and 2 are very simple, whereby you have to identify that two lines are parallel or not. So if you see here in the book, in the assignment I have already given that how can two lines be parallel if the alternate angles are equal or corresponding. So here it is very well explained and you can do question number 1 and 2. I'll directly go to question number 3. Question number 3, it's very simple. Let's see. Now students, I have drawn question number 3, part 1, part 2 and part 3 for you, and I'll give a quick explanation that how to solve, how to know. Now here you see that it's very simple. The first one is we have to find angle x. So here, as you have got the clear idea of corresponding angle, so you can very well see that on the same side of the transversal 100 degree and x are formed. So very well these two are corresponding angles. So simply you will write angle x is equal to 100 degree, and reason you will state that corresponding angles. Children, I am writing angles in this symbol, angle and s are and equal. I don't write in words because in mathematics you write the short form of everything. So corresponding angles are equal. You can write very well like this. So this sum is solved. Question number 2 of 3. See here. Now try to observe. See, these are co-interior angles. That is, the angles are formed on the same side of the transversal and they are co-interior. So we have the rule with us that co-interior angles are supplementary. So angle X plus angle, we will directly write 110 degree is equal to 180 degree. And the reason we have to write within curly bracket, and we will write co-interior angles are supplementary. And thus you solve angle X is equal to 180 degree minus 110 degree. That is, therefore, you can simply write angle X is equal to 70 degree and you get the answer. Part 3 I am proceeding. 110 and X. It is not at all alternate, it is not corresponding, it is not co-interior. So how to go about? Now this is 110 children. We have learnt about vertically opposite angles, isn't it? So we can very well write here 110 degrees. You just directly, no need of explaining or no need of writing it in extra. You just in your diagram you can write 110 degree, vertically opposite angles. So here this angle and this angle again forms co-interior angle. So what you will write here, 110 degree plus X is equal to 180 degree. So X is equal to 180 minus 110, that is equal to 70. Solved.